So y'all, be back with another video. Today, shit, bro. If you were in tuned with New York jail in like 2021, 2022, you would know all these niggas are fucking either locked up or dead, bro. Like, or fucking juggies like Dougie B. It's fucking sad, but damn. Yeah. So recently, this drill rapper named PJ Glizzy was just fucking charged with a murder. And listen, this nigga's already in fucking jail. Cause this nigga in fucking New York City was on a dirt bike. First of all, this nigga was on a dirt bike. And this nigga fucking did a drive-by on a dirt bike in broad daylight in New York City. Bro, like, these niggas, like, these New York niggas they don't think, bro. They don't think. But anyways, yeah, this nigga got charged for that. And recently, he just got charged with killing a DOA member named Chai Watts. I can never like say his real name. I don't know. But he was also a good rapper too. And like for the longest, his murder was unsolved, like, until today. So it's GG's to PJ Glizzy and his family. You know, wish them all the best, but it looks like that nigga's in there for life, nigga. Goddamn.
Fortunate and surprising news. What's good, yo? We back with another video, and we got sad, unfortunate, and surprising news coming out of Cortland in the Bronx. PJ Glizzy, who's been locked up for the last 3 years for the murder of Mass Sav all the way back in 2021, has now been indicted by the feds by himself on this indictment for the murder of C-High back in early 2022. And what that means for PJ Glizzy is, for the last 3 years, he's been fighting this murder case where he's the alleged driver of a dirt bike, and Sugar Hill Mel, who passed away last year, was reportedly the trigger man. Sugar Hill Mel was never taken into custody or charged with this, but he did take his life last year. And a lot of people say that the guilt of all these murders that he is allegedly supposed to be a part of, the nickname that he got after he passed away, was John.
That shit too. Nigga, you're a gangster member, bro. Ain't no one. I'm sorry, but bro, what are you talking about? The guilt, bro. You are a gangster member, my nigga. You chose this life, and you chose this life. You get into it, and now it's not what you thought it was. And now you guilty, my nigga. You wanted to do this shit. I don't understand niggas like that, bro. It's whatever.
John Wick, so a lot of people link his name to a couple unsolved murders that he was never charged with. And like I said, PJ's been in Rikers fighting this murder case for the past couple years, going on 3 years and a couple months. But now he has been transported to federal prison to fight the murder of C.I. Watts. And for the past 3 years, the murder of C.I. Watts has been unsolved, and many blocks have been linked to the murder of C.I. C.I. passed away in Brooklyn, a couple blocks away from Structure's hood. If you don't know Structure's, been around a lot of DOA's ops, so some people thought they had something to do with it. It was the least likely option.
Is it Structure fucking Brooklyn? Like, what the fuck, bro? Bro. These niggas are the Bronx. I swear to God, I thought Structure was Brooklyn, but I could be wrong. I'm not in the city. Nigga, I'm in Long Island.
Or outcome, but nevertheless, they was one of the rumored hoods to be a part of this. And then you got the Jag, or Jackson Ave, who was close with some DOA members. That's where the Dougie B line CI rumors came, because Dougie is close with some of the Jag. And then you got the most notable rumor out there that the Drillies have something to do with it. And with everybody not knowing, a lot of people assumed in the upcoming indictment of a certain block, the C.I. Watts murder would be a part of that indictment. But PJ Glizzy has now been indicted by himself on this murder. And we're going to go through the indictment, the most important parts of what the feds allege PJ Glizzy did. On or about February 6, 2022, which is the day CI passed, as part of his agreement to conduct and participate in the conduct of the affairs of the OG's enterprise through a pattern of racketeering activity, PJ Glizzy, the defendant, and others known and unknown, murdered C-High and aided and abetted the same in the vicinity of Green Avenue and Lewis Avenue in Brooklyn, New York, which is where C.I. passed away. And as you can tell, they say others known and unknown. which I don't know if there's more arrests to come, more charges filed, but if they indicted PJ Glizzy by himself and they had 3 years to indict everybody that they think is a part of this murder and they only indicted PJ, I don't know if more arrests are to come. Maybe they know PJ was a part of this murder for the last couple years, but they know he's going to be in jail fighting a murder of Matt Saff, so they wasn't in a rush, and that's why they took forever. But if they took 3 years to charge PJ, there must be some type of evidence where they were able to actually indict him 3 years after the murder. Continuing reading, PJ Glizzy caused the death of C-High and aided and abetted the same under circumstances Evans and aided and abetted the same. And then continuing on or about February 6, 2022, PJ Glizzy defended and others, known and unknown, for the purpose of gaining entrance to and maintaining an increasing position in the OG's enterprise, an enterprise engaged in racketeering activity as described above, did knowingly combine, conspire, confederate, and agree to murder C-High. They're basically crossing their I's, dotting their T's, basically making it known that OG's is a gang and they run like a mafia, or this street gang is running like the mafia, and PJ was catching these murders to try to get better rank in his street organization that they are alleged he's a part of, calling it the OG's enterprise. And then we got the last charge of a firearms use, carrying, and possession, which kind of makes you wonder what PJ's role was in this murder that they're alleging. On or about February 6, 2022, PJ Glizzy, the defendant, during and in relation of a crime of violence for which he may be prosecuted in the court of the United States, namely the murder and aid of racketeering charged in count 3 of this indictment, knowingly used and carried a firearm, and in furtherance of such crime possessed a firearm and aided and abetted the use, carrying, and possession of a firearm which was brandished and discharged. So it sounds like to me that they're saying PJ Glizzy went all the way from the Bronx, Cortland Ave, and traveled all the way to Brooklyn to kill C-High. That's what they're alleging, and if you're confused on why they would do that, how B-Love cool with Cortland and DOA, knowing that this was happening behind the scenes, this is all public.
Bro. Fucking New York City politics are weird as fuck, bro. You got a nigga that's from, you got a nigga B-Love, he's from OG. He's from there, but he's cool with DOA. I don't understand that shit. And then you got niggas in DOA that's cool with other gangs and that. And then bro, I don't understand. I don't understand street politics. I would never get into that shit. That shit is, honestly, that's fucking crazy. Cause like, even though you're in a gang, you're still gonna have to watch out for niggas in your gang, if you know what I mean. Like, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. You feel me?
Public knowledge, and we seen with PJ Glizzy and Sugar Hill Mel allegedly doing a mass hit, that PJ and Sugar Hill OYGs was a big thing in 2021, 2022. Obviously nowadays they're not seeing eye to eye, their blocks are not close, you consider them ops now. But the thing is, we've seen since PJ's been locked up, since CJ Goon's locked up, B-Dot even after OYG split, they were still showing love to PJ, CJ, and B-Dot. I remember PJ, CJ, B-Dot, I think it was Sugar Hill Keem, and some other people from Sugar Hill, they was all on the phone together, talking about they was in the same spot. And that was after the OYG split up. So the OYG split up on the outside, but on the inside, Will and Sugar Hill was still showing love to each other. So what does that mean? All in all, why is PJ going to Brooklyn to get C-High? And why is he with Sugar Hill Mel to do the mass hit? Allegedly, OYGs was still a thing. K-Flock right now is fighting the murder of Waska, who's OY, and months later you see PJ now allegedly killing C-High when Cortland and DOA haven't directly took losses from one another. So what you could say is PJ is now locked up for 2 separate murders that was allegedly OYG's hits, and is now fighting for his life for a dead link up, or a link up that is no longer. And this is why people say the streets are watched, because PJ is now locked up for 2 separate murders of people that aren't directly his ops. Basically meaning he's getting back or scoring on the ops for another block, something that he didn't need to do. And finally, if you want to know what PJ is facing, the minimum and maximum if found guilty, PJ 23 of the Bronx is charged with 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, which carries a maximum term of life in prison, 1 count of murder and aid of racketeering, which carries the mandatory minimum term of life in prison or death, 1 count of conspiracy to commit murder and aid of racketeering, which carries a maximum term of 10 years in prison, and 1 count of use, carrying, and possession of a firearm in furtherance of a crime of violence, which carries a minimum sentence of 10 years in prison to run consecutive to any other term imposed, and a maximum sentence of life in prison. So basically, if he takes it to trial, he's fighting for his life, and even if he cops out or pleads guilty to something for a lesser charge, he's still looking at a lot of years. And we're gonna go to the reactions of people from both sides. You got Bam Mullah, who's from SB, cool with DOA. He's talking about the night CI passed away, talking about that night replays in my head all the time. Y'all don't understand. Fingers crossed. Blood drop emojis. Was 3 years.
You know, just cause we're listening to a PJ Glizzy song, just cause. But where that though? Where that though?
Antisocial, go crazy on these folks.
Bitch.
Yes, sir.
Walk fucking man suit tactic. Oh jeez.
Everybody shot. Everybody shot.
It gets slimy, it get tragic. Me and P2 teach you a battle. Just on the game, we put niggas in cash. Gun on my side, quick to shoot out the flash. Gon' start it like this, ain't started like that. Like we ain't really paid the way. Lefty the body don't play. You gon' up with the knocker if he had a K. Smoking lottie, I won't pass it. Shotty poppy get hit through a back. Everyone shot, give a fuck with you, Jack. Get burnt in the split, cause that nigga was lacking. Ay, when we pop out the cover with shotty. 2 shots, have him walking like a zombie. Bullets, they punch your hands just like Ali. Why they matter, we smoking on body. Bitch, I posted my block, I ain't hiding. Cause he off for the game, bitch, I'm riding. You ain't grow up with gang, them slimy. Niggas ducking with bullets off flying the game. Just taking out wrist when I'm up and I chop, watch the flick of the wrist. Free through, free to miss. Free's gonna see me, you know he legit. Fuck this, really taking him trap. Died on his face, ain't no way I commit. When I knew I'd get hit, he get smoked out his zip. When I turn off the drugs, bitch, I walk with a limp. Lottie daddy, he stuck in the ditch. Matter of fact, he just stuck in the slip. Dummy and Lottie got pumped like a bitch. And niggas still rapping and shit. It get slimy, it get tragic. Me and P2 teach you a battle. Chase on the game, we put niggas in cash. Gun on my side, quick to shoot out the flash. Gon' start it like this, ain't started like that. Like we ain't really paid the way. Lefty the body don't play. You gon' up with the knocker if he had a K. It get slimy, it get tragic. Me and P2 teach you a battle. Chase on the game, we put niggas in cash. Gun on my side, quick to shoot out the flash. Gon' start it like this, ain't started like that. Like we ain't really paid the way. Lefty the body don't play. You gon' up with the knocker if he had a K.
Up with the knocker if he had a K. Rest in peace. I mean, hopefully brother could get home soon. I highly doubt that nigga gonna get out, but yeah. That's tough.